Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. We are going to get our service started today and get all energized with some selections from our Big Love Band, so please show them a little love.
Good morning. We are the Big Love Band, and we're going to bring some love into the house today, so please rise with us and sing along. Release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
All right, that's how we do it. My name is Melissa Tuff, and I am one of the practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living Cape Coral, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our Sunday celebration. And wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. We believe that we are co-creators with the divine, and that you can change your entire life just by changing your mind. Ernest Holmes is the founder of our philosophy, and we teach the universal truths found in all spiritual teachings, both traditional and contemporary. So please visit our website at cslcapecoral.org for more information on upcoming events, to submit a prayer request, or just to send us your comments and questions, because we love to hear from you. And so now, let's have another song from our Big Love Band.
Every little part that I
everybody, get back up. So we invite you to stand at this time as we welcome you and bestow this blessing on each one. And if you're joining us from home, put your hands up and just get that energy flowing and repeat the words on the screen after me. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We know who you truly are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. We appreciate you, we love you, and we are thankful you are here. Welcome to the center.
One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. All right. You know the tune. Sing along. Doesn't matter where they come from. Doesn't matter what their name. It doesn't matter what they look like, or if they've been unjustly blamed. Doesn't matter how they're different. It doesn't matter how they pray. The only thing that really matters is that you love them anyway. Love them anyway, each and every day, no matter what they say. Love them anyway, love them anyway, each and every day, no matter what they say. Love them anyway. Love them any way that you can, and you'll discover. Love them any way that you can, you'll find it's true. There is something deep within that you'll uncover, and the thing within is always loving you. Doesn't matter how they're different. Doesn't matter how they pray. The only thing that really matters is that you love them anyway. It doesn't matter if they're many or if they're standing all alone. Doesn't matter their advancement or if their tools are made of stone. It doesn't matter if they're richer. It doesn't matter if they're not. It doesn't matter if their homeland is freezing cold or blazing hot. Love them anyway, each and every day, no matter what they say. Love them anyway, love them anyway, each and every day, no matter what they say. Love them anyway. Love them any way that you can, and you'll discover. Love them any way that you can, you'll find it's true. There is something deep within that you'll uncover, and the thing within is always loving you. Doesn't matter how they're different. Doesn't matter how they pray. The only thing that really matters is that you love them anyway. The only thing that really matters is that you love them anyway. Thank you, girls. They did a great job.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Big Love Band. Beautiful. Wonderful. Another round of applause for them, please. They're great. My name is Karen Gidley, and I'm a licensed practitioner here. And it is my honor today to do the pulpit here, the reading. And today's theme, this week's theme actually, is Wonder, Wonder Everywhere. And today's affirmation out of Science of Mind magazine I'd like to read. It says, I accept that whatever I ask for is already known in the mind of God. And a couple of quotes I would like to bring out from this Wonder, Wonder Everywhere. We stand in awe before the grandeur of a mountain or the vastness of the ocean. Something deep within us responds. Something within us embraces the ocean. Something within us melts into the mountain, and we become one with it all. And that's from Ernest Holmes in Ideas for Living. The other quote I would like to read today, prayer is how we communicate with the cosmos. It is the means through which we make ourselves known and heard in the vastness of space. And it's how we receive guidance in return. Prayer is our channel of communication, the direct line between the soul and the divine. We are built for this divine intimacy and for the awe, belief, and inspiration it creates. And that quote is from Carolyn Mace, Intimate Conversations with the Divine. So I would like to take all of this wonderful words into prayer. There is one living spirit that I call God. It is indestructible and absolute. This living spirit manifests itself all through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. Beauty is everywhere. Wonders never cease. Wonders are everything, everywhere, every minute of every day, just waiting for us to live it, to experience its magnificence and its love. Each and every one of us are forever a being of light, on an adventure of the highest order, to have fun and to be happy in a magical, infinite, loving reality that conspires timelessly in our favor, where thoughts become things, dreams come true, and all things remain forever possible. I'm so grateful for this truth being revealed. I let go and I let God, and together we can affirm by saying, and so it is. And it is my honor to introduce Reverend Gregory Toole, our interim minister, and listen to his wonderful message today. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you so much to Melissa. Thank you to the Big Love Band. Great to see Teresa up there. Great to see Ralph. And I love that song, Love Them Anyway, right? That Jesus in the scripture said, what do you gain by loving those who are nice to you and friendly and are your friends? What do you gain by that? What we gain is when we can love people wherever they are, however they're showing up, even those that despitefully use us. So love, love, love. Thank you. Thank you so much to all who preceded me, and how good it is to be here to talk about wonder, wonder everywhere. And before I even launch into that, let's just talk briefly about a couple things that I'm going to be doing with you all in the near future. One is a workshop, and this workshop I've entitled Stepping into Your Greatest Life Yet, and it will be in person when I am there on Saturday, January 22nd. and from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it really is my talk today will sort of touch on what we're going to do in the workshop. And it's really about letting go of all the ideas we have about ourselves that don't serve us, and really just kind of launching this year of 2022 into the greatest year we've ever had, because that's what we're meant to have. We're meant to continue to step into the greater and greater and greater. And then later in January, I will start a new class called Revealing Wholeness. It's a certificated class, 7 weeks. Amazing class, especially for our times that we're in, where there's viruses and rumors of viruses and variants and rumors of variants. And this is really about the dominion that we have over our health and the dominion that we have over our bodies, and really stepping into the consciousness that creates wellness, the consciousness that creates wholeness, and all the various things that we have, vaccines and masks and all are wonderful and helpful, and I practice all of those things. And we know in our teaching that ultimately everything starts with consciousness. I just, in fact, had a breakthrough case of COVID myself. The last time I was speaking with you, that very day I tested positive for COVID. And what I know is through the practical means of vaccines and masks and all that sort of thing, plus the consciousness and the prayer that I did for myself and received from the practitioners, all of that really made for my wellness and made for it to be a very short experience with COVID. So explore that. Let's take 7 weeks to really get into what is the consciousness of wholeness and the consciousness of wellness. And perhaps we can be part of healing of our planet, right? And the consciousness that allows our planet to step into this greater sense of wholeness and this greater sense of well-being, even in the face of what is called a pandemic. So I hope you'll join me for those. And of course, there's information out there for you about those. So this topic of wonder everywhere. Isn't this the truth of our life? That there is just wonder everywhere we look? It is the reason that I became a minister. It's the reason that I do what I do, is to really help every being that I can awaken to the amazing self that they are, the amazing possibilities that life has to offer. Karen spoke about that in her prayer, that limitless possibility is ever present. It is ever present. It is right where we are. This wondrous possibility, this wondrous presence that is within us and all around us and that we are surrounded by. It's an amazing thing, and it's so close to us that we could easily miss it. As we say, it's closer than hands and feet, closer than our very breath. The presence of God right where we are, this infinite wisdom, intelligence, love that is ours to use and ours to be used by, right? So here's all this wonder. I had a conversation this week. I was at a restaurant that I frequent, and the young lady behind the counter who was taking my order, and I go there a lot, so I know her, and she was asking me if I had any New Year's resolutions. And I said, well, I don't really do resolutions, but I do intentions. And, I really look at where I want to put my energy in a new year. And one of the areas that I want to put my energy into is eating well and fitness and health and well-being. And she said, oh, me too. I want to do those things too. And I said, well, great. Well, we shall surely succeed, and we will have a really good year. And she said, well, we'll see, referring to herself. And this was a really short conversation, so we didn't get a chance to go into that any further. But I got to thinking about that. It's like, what is this we shall see whole thing here? And this is the consciousness that we can be in if we're, if we're not quite as conscious on the path, right? We can be into this we shall see, totally unaware of the wonder of the presence of spirit, the power of our word, totally unaware of the power of our word and the power of our decisions. One of the things that we need as a starting point on this path, on this conscious journey, is the starting point is to be able to make a decision, to be able to speak our word and know that it has power. And then if we somehow cannot do that, and that's like that's our starting point, right? Because that's the beginning of everything else. If I can't speak my word and know that it has power and know that I am going to follow through and be in integrity with myself, be in integrity with the word that I have spoken, then very little is going to be possible. It's going to be a very haphazard kind of life. And I was remembering back to my early days in Science of Mind when there was a woman named Lena who remains in my memory and infamy because I was having a similar conversation to this young lady that had with me this week, where I said something about something I wanted to manifest, something I wanted to create in my life. And then I started waffling, new into teaching. I started waffling, like, oh, and I hope and maybe and be really great. I hope and maybe. And Lena said, it's already done, which at that time for me and where I was a little bit annoying to me, because I was thinking, well, how does she know it's already done? I don't know it's already done. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't happen. But she was further along in the teaching to know that if you're speaking your word, right, and you're establishing something in consciousness, and that there's only one power and there's no opposing power, and you're the one who is deciding what you want to create, then it's already done. It's already done in the mind of God. So now all mine to do is to cooperate with that and to go along with that and to be with that, right, and to flow with that. So you make sure that no one's I got a text. I want to make sure no one's texting me saying something's wrong with the transmission. So anyway, there's this quote by Abraham Lincoln where it says the best way to predict the future is to create it, right? So if we're the ones creating the future, we should be the ones that can be predicting the future. Not to say that we can control everything, but we have so much dominion in our lives. We don't often give ourselves credit and recognize, we can easily get into the victim mode and, we shall see, and I don't know, maybe. And can we just say, I know? You just say, I know, right? I declare, I claim this is in my life right now. And know that there is nothing to oppose that. Anything that is for our good and harms no one else, the universe says yes, right back to us. So we don't have to do all the waffling, right? And so how do we come into integrity with ourselves? Because I sense this young lady had some element of doubt in herself. Am I going to follow through with what I said? Which is really being in integrity with ourselves. So we really have to ask ourselves that question. If I'm not in integrity with myself, if I'm not speaking my word and knowing that it's going to be manifest and knowing that I am going to cooperate with the word I have spoken, then why am I out of integrity with myself? And we have to seriously ask ourselves that question. And then we have to release whatever it is. Sometimes it's fear. It's like, oh, if I say yes to all this power that's in me, this presence that's in me, this amazingness that's in me, then there's all this responsibility that comes with that. And I know for me, in that situation with Lena way back when, I think that was a part of it for me that was made it offensive, because I didn't want, it was a part of me that still wanted an out, an excuse that I could make, right? That if somehow it doesn't work out, then I've got an excuse, I've got an out. Life, situations, circumstances. Can we let go of all of the excuses? Can we let go of all the reasons why we're not going to succeed? Can we let go of all of that, right? Yes, this is the invitation today. This is for me, my personal intention for this year, an overarching theme for this year. It's just two words: next level. And whatever that means for me, whatever that means for you, I invite you into that as well, and which we're going to do in this workshop coming up in a couple weeks, taking it to the next level, which really means letting go of all the ways that we are out of integrity with ourselves, the ways that we are sabotaging ourselves, the ways that we are not cooperating with ourselves, right? The ways that we are getting in the way of ourselves and what it is that we want and choose to live. We did this exercise a while back with the whole community where we said old stories, new stories, right? And we put up all the old stories, all the different things we've said about the community in CSL Cape Coral. We never have this, and we never been able to do this, and all those various stories, right? They're just stories. There's no reality to them. They're just stories. They're just things that we've made up and we've concretized. We've finitized the unlimited by looking at what we see in the appearances, and we've got history and factual information to back us up. And then we made the story and we kept telling the story so that we made it even more solid and more real. And then we were really convinced that it was the truth. But earlier last year, we let go of those old stories, right? We said, no, this is not the truth of our community anymore. And we created some new stories that are posted there in the center. And my invitation to you this year is to do that same thing, not just this year, today, this month, to do that same thing in your own life, to look at the stories that you've been telling yourself and really examine, are these the stories that I want to tell myself? And one of the ways to look at that is this what I want to be creating? Because the stories we tell, the thought patterns we have, the energy, the thing we are always dwelling on and thinking about and saying and saying and saying, I'm no good at this. I've never been good at that. I can't do this other thing. Those are the things that we're manifesting, and we're concretizing these things. We're making them solid. We're making them even more real than they were when we first observed it in ourselves. Like for me, I've had this story that I'm not a planner, right? There are those who can do like event planning and are planners, and I'm not a planner. And it's like, why am I continuing to tell myself that story, right? That might not be my greatest strength, right? And I might not be the person you call upon as your event planner, but why am I having a story that I'm not good at planning? And I was observing myself just in the last day where I anticipated a need down the road and made some arrangements, and it's like, okay, yes, of course you can plan. How else could you have gotten this far in life? How else could I have gotten this far in life if I can't plan, right? So I have to stop telling that story, that I'm not a planner and I can't plan. It's just like, it's a story, I don't need to, even if there's some element of that not being my greatest strength, I don't have to keep telling the story, because then I'm just further cementing it. So I'm inviting you also to really examine, what are the stories you keep telling yourself? Because these stories manifest, right? Our word has power. We have to be really in integrity with our word. In the 4 agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz has the one agreement that says, be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your word, right? Don't use your word loosely. Our word is so powerful. What we say to ourselves, most importantly, what are you saying to yourself all day long, right? And so release those old stories. And then the next step, of course, is to begin to create new stories like we did for the community. What are the stories that you now want to tell about yourself in your life, right? What do you want to create in your life? And therefore start telling that story about yourself, that you're good at this and you're capable, and you're whatever it is that you want to create in your life, start telling that story, right? Let go of all the rest of that, because it doesn't serve. It doesn't serve. What is all the rest of that? Just some beliefs that we've developed over time. I want to also talk about something else that we need to release and get out of the way, which in A Course in Miracles and in the book Conscious Loving that I'm so fond of, we say you're rarely upset for for the reason that you think you are, right? The reason we think we're upset is because this person did this, or this organization did this, or this politician did this, and now I'm upset. And rarely is that really the reason that we're upset. We're really upset because of something unresolved within ourselves, something unhealed within ourselves, or something that we are unwilling to address within ourselves. And so it becomes so much easier to unconsciously project that out onto the world, people's institutions, politicians, circumstances, and even get others, let's all be in this codependent relationship with each other, where we'll all agree to argue and to project and to be upset with this organization or this politician or this other person, and then it allows us to not deal with our own stuff. This is kind of an insidious pattern if we're not really conscious of it, right? Where we're constantly being upset with things out there, the government, people, situations, institutions. This is really important to bring into awareness, because we convince ourselves that we really are upset with that other person, thing out there, institution out there, and that that's really the issue. But in conscious circles, we say you're rarely upset for the reason you think you are, because you're not upset about that thing out there and that institution and that person and that politician. There's something that is triggering in us, and that's the thing to deal with. Often in circles of addicts, alcoholics, whatever, that's a codependent behavior. It's like, let's talk about that thing out there. Let's not talk about the fact that we have an addiction that we're not addressing and dealing with. Let's talk about that thing out there, that institution, that other person. Let's find someone to direct this energy toward, this unresolved stuff within myself toward, as opposed to dealing with what's going on in me. And I bring that in because if we haven't resolved those things, if we're constantly pointing out there and getting upset about things out there, then we are giving away our power. It reminds me of the man that Jesus came upon in Bethesda at the pool of healing waters, the pool at Bethesda, right? And the man has been laying there for 38 years. And while that seems really exaggerated, it really isn't. I think it really mirrors our human experience, where for decades we keep telling the same story. And Jesus came upon this man laying there and said, "Why are you laying there? Why aren't you, the man really obviously needed to be in the healing waters. Why are you laying there and not getting into the healing waters?" And the man had all kind of excuses. "Well, I have no one to take me down there, and then, and every time I get up to go and get in the pool, someone else goes in before me." A whole litany of excuses. And we all know what Jesus said to the man. He said, "Pick up your bed and walk. Do you want to be made whole?" First he asked him, "Do you want to be made whole? Do you want to be well? Do you want to be happy? Do you want your life to be going well?" Well, then get on it. Let go of all these excuses. Let go of all these pointing out there. "Oh, this person, no one will take me. Everyone keeps getting in front of me." On and on and on. You have to let go of giving away our power. You have to let go of all the reasons that we've come up with for why we can't be happy, why we can't be successful, why we can't have what we want. They're just stories. They're just stories. And to begin to make up stories that support where we want to go. Make it up. We're all making it up anyway. We're making our life up. We're creating the story of our life. We're creating our destiny. So if we're going to make up a story, make it a really good story. Make it a story where you're successful and wealthy and prosperous and healthy and have lots of friends and beautiful relationships. Why not make up a story like that? Even if it's not true today, it'll be true. It'll start to be true if that's where we put our energy. People might even laugh at you at first, like, "Who, you? Are you kidding me? You, look at you. You've never had any of that." But they won't laugh at you for very long, because the more you start, it's not just telling the story, it's aligning with the story. It's being in integrity with ourselves and taking the steps. Don't be like the man at Bethesda at the pool there and just lay there for 38 years. Get up and take the steps. Go jump in the pool, right? Take dominion. Take the steps. So we become in integrity with ourselves. We release the old stories we have about ourselves. We create new stories about ourselves. What the new stories reflect what we want to create. Then we start to align our lives that way. And if we discover that we have difficulty being in integrity with ourselves, then take a pause. Take a pause and really look at that. What is this that I would sabotage myself? I will say I want something, and then I'll be like the man at Bethesda and just lay there and make up excuses. What is that? Because that's an out of integrity with myself kind of thing, you know? And so it's like, why am I out of integrity with myself? And do that exploration, do that journaling exercise, write that down in a journal and explore that. What is this about for me? What is this about? And really get to the bottom of it. And if it's about fear, then start to really confront your fear and deal with your fear and release your fear. And really with fear, it's just like feel it and move forward anyway, right? You know, be in the present moment, take the steps you need to take, even as there's this feeling and this energy called fear, which really is very closely related to excitement and energy anyway. Even the label of fear can be a misnomer, right? Because it's just energy moving in us. So what do we want to call it? Maybe we'll just call it excitement energy. I'm really excited right now. Let me move with this excitement energy and take the steps that I'm being called to take. So the invitation this day is to let go of all of that. Let go of all that doesn't serve. Let go of all that doesn't align with the highest of what you want to create today. This is the year. This year of 2022, you know, we didn't just spend, you know, the last almost 2 years going through this pandemic experience and quarantines and all of this for no reason, right? All of this was, as I have called it from the very beginning, the whole world going on spiritual retreat, the whole world getting a chance to step back and reassess and say, what is going on with my life? What do I really want in my life? So when we come into 2022, this is a year to really step into next level, to really let go of all the stories and really say, you know what? This is the year to create the life that I've been wanting to create and to go do it. Go be in integrity with ourselves. And when we speak that word and when we say yes to something, that everything in us aligns with that. Everything in us aligns with that. And whatever doesn't align with that, we release it and let it go. It's not serving us. That is the invitation this day that I offer to you. Thank you so much for listening, and let us turn within for prayer. And so in prayer, we first recognize the one power, the one presence, the one life, the one mind, that there's only one and that there's nothing opposing. There is no opposing power. There's only one power, and it's power for good. And so I recognize right now that that one power, intelligence, love, infinite wisdom is within me, and it is within each one who is listening and watching the service. And it is within each one that concerns us, that each one is a unique way that this infinite power, presence, intelligence, love, wisdom is expressing. Infinite creativity. This is the truth of our being. And so I declare and know that for everyone who is saying yes to releasing old stories, that those stories are right now yielding and giving way and dissolving. They never had any power except the power we gave them. And so now that we are releasing them, that they are dissolving right now, even as I speak this word. And for those who are saying yes to a new story, yes to something now that we are ready to create, we are ready to be in integrity with ourselves, we are ready to align with and say yes with no excuses to creating what we want, the life that we want. To everyone who is saying yes to that, I touch and agree with each one. And I know because that the answer is yes from the law only knows to say yes. The spiritual principle only knows to say yes. It is only responding and corresponding to that which we are impressing upon it, that which we are putting energy into. And therefore I know, as Lena said, it's already done. It's already done. And it is just ours to cooperate and allow and open ourselves to experience it. And I know that that is exactly what we are doing. And so therefore I give thanks for this truth, for this awareness, and all the good that is coming forth right now for each of us and all of us. In great, great gratitude, I release this to that law. I let it be. And if you agree, please ground it with me with the words, and so it is. Thank you so much. And I want to take a moment here before going into the offering to recognize our ministerial search team. And I want to read their names off. And if you happen to be present at the service, you can stand so we can acknowledge you. And if you're not present, we'll acknowledge you anyway. And let me make sure I have the right names here. So Patty Carney is our chair, and I'm pretty sure she's still in St. Louis right now, but she is the chair of the Minister Search Committee. Kay Atwood, John Coriel, Phyllis McCormick, and B. Doré. And they have done an amazing job. Thank you so much for all that you have done. And one of the things they've done is create a video that I believe we're going to be able to show to you right now. And it is fantastic. They've done an amazing job on it. And one of the things I really want you to do to support this team is to let them do their work without interference, right? Don't ask them questions. A lot of this process is going to be confidential until the time that they begin to present candidates to you. And that's the point where everyone else will get involved, right? When they present candidates to you. But please don't ask them any other questions because it's very confidential. People's careers are at stake. People might be inquiring about the position and haven't yet revealed it to the community that they're in right now. And so please allow them to do what they do. I also want to thank Jeremy Swaney, because he was also very involved in the creation of the video. So I want to thank him as well. And I know that Kay played a huge role in producing that video as well. And the voice behind, the narrator behind the video is John Coriel with his amazing voice. So let's just take a moment to watch the video.
Cape Coral is located in beautiful, sunny southwest Florida, bordered by the Caloosahatchee River and the Gulf of Mexico. World-class beaches are nearby, and 200 canals are spread throughout Cape Coral. Boating, fishing, and kayaking are popular water sports. Cape Coral is the 8th largest city in Florida by population, and the 2nd largest in area. It has been named the 3rd most affordable place to live in Florida and the 10th best place to retire in America. Located on the southeast side of the city is the Center for Spiritual Living Cape Coral. It was built in 1977 on 3 acres of beautiful property. We own our spiritual home, which is 7,000 square feet with an open, airy 25,000 square foot sanctuary.
Hi, my name is Pam Lambert. I'm a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, and I'm also serving as president on the Leadership Council. And what I want to say is welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so looking forward to you coming here and us meeting you, you meeting us. Thank you.
People can attend our Sunday celebration in person or on live streaming. The Big Love Band performs and gets our spirits lifted and bodies moving. We offer meditation and spiritual readings along with our weekly ministerial message based on science of mind principles. Our members love to share their time, talent, and treasure. Our community loves monthly potlucks, fundraisers like our Halloween dance, music concerts, holiday parties, personal growth workshops, a weekly spiritual sharing group, monthly meditation day, and ongoing classes. Join us and experience love and connection to Spirit as we are co-creators with the divine.
Hello, my name is Malika Devi. I am one of the licensed practitioner at the Center for Spiritual Living at Cape Coral. I'm also on a ministerial journey. I've just completed my first year of ministerial school. I would like to, I am looking forward to meeting our new minister in person. Thank you.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cape Coral.
Yes, isn't that awesome? Wow. Thank you again. Let us give another hand to our ministerial search team and Jeremy for all that they have done here. Let's give another hand to them. Yes, amazing things are happening here, and we are moving forward. And these new stories that we created last year, wow, it is so beautiful to see them manifesting in so many different ways. And let us keep releasing any of those old stories and keep on stepping into the new stories as a community and as individuals. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've come to our offertory time. Thank you for all the ways that you continue to give to this community so that it does continue to move forward. That we can have a beautiful compensation package to offer to the next minister. This is an exciting time to be a part of the community. You are part of welcoming in a new minister, which I know this is really next level for you all as a community. So we have many different ways to give. You can text your donation to 239-320-3820. You can go through PayPal at cslcapecoral.org. You can also visit the website, cslcapecoral.org, where you can set up automatic payments. So many ways to give, or you can just send a check to the center at center address, CSL Cape Coral at 406 Southeast 24th Avenue, Cape Coral, Florida, 33990. And you can also use Amazon Smile when you make purchases through Amazon, and some of it will go to the center. And so we just give thanks for all the ways that you give. And I invite you right now to hold your gift between your hands if you have it available. And let us say our affirmation together here. Today, I know the activity of divine abundance is at work in my life and the life of the center. I give and receive generously as I live in the flow of bountiful good. And so it is. Yes, this is the truth, right? Yes, we cannot outgive God. And so I bless these offerings. We bless these offerings. We send them forth with love, knowing that they go forth. They do so much good in the uplifting in classes and offerings and services and everything that CSL Cape Coral offers. And not only that, they go out and beyond the walls of our center and serve the world as we also tithe out to local groups. And then it returns right on back to us in this flow of circulation. And so we joyously, lovingly participate in the law of circulation, knowing that we cannot outgive God, and it's just a continuous love fest. Thank you so much for the ways that you give. Peace and blessing.
All right. Thank you, Reverend Gregory, for that wonderful message. And once again, I am Melissa Tuff, and I am here to be your human invitation for all of the wonderful upcoming events at our spiritual home. So you can check your email or visit our website at cslcapecoral.org to view or register for any of these events and classes. So the first thing up is going to be our Beautification Day. So join us on Saturday, January 15th from 10 to 1. where we will be taking some time to give some much needed TLC to the outside and inside of our spiritual home, making this a beautiful, welcoming place for our incoming minister. And so we invite you to join us, and feel free to bring a bag lunch to enjoy when we're finished. You can register for that on our website. And we had our first Diversity and Inclusion Initiative meeting last Wednesday, and it was wonderful. We had some really great ideas going on there. And if you would like to join our next meeting, it's going to be Tuesday, January 18th at 6 p.m. via Zoom, and you can email Reverend Gregory at gregory@gregorytool.com, and he'll send you the Zoom link. And as Reverend Gregory mentioned earlier, we are going to be having Revealing Wholeness, which has been pushed back a couple of weeks in preparation for our new hybrid format. You spoke and we listened. We heard that some of our community would like to be in an in-person class, and so this will be a in-person and Zoom experience. So join us Wednesdays in person and on Zoom from 6 to 8 p.m. beginning January 26th. And it's a $225 investment, which will include your workbook, a certificate from home office, and it counts towards your practitioner training prerequisites, or CEUs if you're a licensed practitioner. And don't let the cost of the class prohibit you from taking it. This is going to be a wonderful class, so please come and speak to me about payment arrangements and partial scholarships. We also have flyers in the lobby on the wall if you'd like more information on what this class is about. And the next thing is going to be on Saturday, January 22nd from 10 to 12. Reverend Gregory will be here in person for a Stepping into Your Greatest Life Yet workshop. And this is going to be offered on a love donation basis. In this workshop, you will release blockages to unlimited creativity, join in community with others who are ready to go to the next level, take away simple daily practices to sustain a possibility-filled life, establish 2022 as the year you break through to your greatest life yet, be supported in community by being seen and supported in who you truly are, give yourself the gifts of self-love and self-acceptance that open the way to limitless possibility, get clear on one new thing you want to bring into your life this year and the confidence to manifest it. And you will also have fun playing with spiritual principles and practices to jumpstart the new year. So please join us for that. There's also flyers in the lobby for this workshop. And come break bread with us during potluck on Sunday, January 23rd, immediately following Sunday celebration. So we are moving this up a week because Reverend Gregory will be here in person, and we would like to have our potluck when he is here. So bring a dish or don't. We always have more than enough to spare and to share, and we would love to have you. The Prosperity Consciousness book study began last Tuesday, and you can join at any time. You would be joining Malika Davey and Linda Lloyd as they facilitate this group. They'll be reading and discussing the book The Field by Lynn McTaggart, and that is a $30 per month suggested love donation. Our food drive-in's continuing, and Cape Coral Caring Center is very thankful for all of our donations. So you can drop off your non-perishable donations on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 2 when I'm in the office, during midweek tune-up on Wednesdays, or on Sunday mornings, and we do appreciate your continued support. And don't leave here today without your 1-minute miracle. Practitioners will be in front of the stage immediately following service, and we would love to pray with you. So if there's something heavy on your heart or something you just want to manifest more of, please come and speak with one of our practitioners and let us lift you up before you leave. And now it is time for Standing in the Light. So I invite you all to stand. If you're joining us from home, please feel free to stand. And when we stand in the light, we stand knowing the truth of a situation. We focus on the solution and not the problem. And so I am standing in the light for the Center for Spiritual Living Cape Coral as we continue to learn, grow, and evolve and cultivate the culture of peace, love, joy, harmony, and we are manifesting that new perfect minister for our center right here and right now. Standing in the light for Kim. Standing in the light for Danielle.
Standing in the light for my son Charlie Rowe, who's starting college at USF this week.
Standing in the light for Charlie Rowe. Standing in the light for Monica's new home. Standing in the light for Mary. Standing in the light for Erica. Standing in the light for Claire. Standing in the light for Chuck.
Standing in the light for another member for our ministerial search committee.
Standing in the light for a new member of the Ministerial Search Committee. And I am standing in the light for all of those unspoken prayers. And if you're joining us from home, I invite you to comment in the comment section with your standing in the light request. And our practitioners will pray over them for the week. And so at this time, I invite you to speak your own name into this sacred space, Melissa. And so I am just knowing that each and every one of us is uplifted and upleveled, and all of these words, thoughts, and prayers have been heard, and they are manifesting right here and right now in our lives. I know that God is in all, through all, and as all. Expressing is that unique individualization of each one of us. And so, because I know that all is God, all must be good. And so it is with great gratitude that I release this word to the law, knowing that it is done. And together we claim this by saying, and so it is.
We live the love wash over us. We let it be. We let peace, we let the peace wash over. Joy, we let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let love, we let the love wash over.
Thank you. Have a great week.